where are you from? And I'm like, yeah, from Mexico. Oh, but you don't look Mexican. And I'm like, excuse me, racist dude. Like, what are you talking about?
Hola, Maria.
Hola, mucho gusto.
Can you introduce yourself? Maybe share your name and where you're from?
Okay, so my name is Maria Elisa. Actually, everyone knows me as Marieli.
Marieli.
Yeah, not in Japan because they can't pronounce my name, so that's the reason I go by Maria in Japan. Actually, fun fact.
Okay.
So was born and raised in Mexico, but I'm half Mexican, half Spanish. I've lived in both Mexico and Spain, and I am a fashion and textile designer. So yeah, that's a little bit about myself.
Wow, okay. Very interesting. So, at heart, do you feel more Mexican or more Spanish?
I mean, I think of course Mexican because I was born there, raised there. I lived in Mexico most of my life,
Okay.
even though I also lived in Spain. But yeah, I feel more Mexican. I feel like my personality is like really passionate Latina.
Yes.
So yeah, and I love Mexican food. I love spices, and even in Japan, like if I eat sushi, it needs to have like a lot of wasabi. Like I cannot
Yeah.
go eating food without
spices.
Yeah,
Because it's just in your DNA.
yeah, literally, yeah, and I love literally, yeah, more than the average Mexican, I would say. Like I really like spicy food and spices. I just feel like the dish gets better because
Yeah,
of
it
the spices.
elevates
Yeah, it elevates
the
in
dish.
some.
Were you born in Mexico
Yeah,
City?
yeah, I was born in Mexico
Okay,
City.
so you grew up there. So
Yeah.
mostly.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you moved to Spain, how old were you?
When I lived in Spain, I was maybe 14, 15 years old.
Oh, that's quite young.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like I moved there with all my family. And then, yeah, like my parents, since like my grandparents are Spanish and everything. Well, yeah, we're Spanish and our Spanish depends on the ones that are alive. No, but yeah, we moved to Spain, to Barcelona specifically, and my parents fell in love with Barcelona. So ever since we just go like every year, and I have friends there and everything. So
How
yeah,
long?
like we spend a lot of time in Spain.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long were you in Barcelona?
I lived there for a year to study, like I went to a high school there,
Okay.
and then I came back to Mexico, like to graduate with my friends and everything.
That's cute.
But yeah, like I go to Spain maybe once or twice a year, and now my parents they just spend like so much time there.
Yeah. I'm curious. Do you get what nationalities do you get confused with?
I get confused, like mainly people don't think I'm Mexican, which I think it's racist.
It is racist.
It is racist. Because yeah, it happened to me so many times where I like order a random coffee, and mainly in the US I would say, and it's like, yeah, what's your name? And I'm like Marieli, like I roll my R's,
Yeah.
on purpose, like even more, and they're like, oh, where are you from? And I'm like, yeah, from Mexico. Oh, but you don't look Mexican. And I'm like, excuse me, racist dude. Like, what are you talking about? So yeah, they think I'm Spanish for sure. I think that's the first one they say. They also say Italian. Italian. Like, yeah. Also, people sometimes when I speak English, they're like, oh, you have like an Italian accent. And I'm like, I don't think so. No, thank you. I don't know if that's a good, because Spanish they have the worst accent when they speak in English. I'm sorry, they don't know how to speak English. I love like Spanish community, but yeah, they speak like shit because of the accent. So yeah, I get confused with them, like with those a little bit, and yeah, mainly Europeans, like.
European.
Yeah, I think like people, yeah.
So you look
like
more
it has never happened that people thought I was like from Brazil or like those places. Not mainly from Europe, I would say. Yeah.
And at this point, I just realized I forgot to use the mic, but it's okay. We can keep rolling.
Okay.
Yeah. So, obviously, you feel very Latina, right?
Yeah.
What's the most Latina thing about you?
The most Latina thing about me, I would say I'm super like extra passionate. Like I'm a really passionate person. I have a really strong character, I would say. I don't know if that's Latina, but like I'm really passionate, and yeah, and some people would say like I'm dramatic. I don't know, like you know, like it's
sometimes it can come off as that.
yeah, because of like telenovelas can be like super dramatic. So I feel like I can be, you know, like throwing tantrums and being dramatic. But yeah, I feel like the most thing is like passionate. You know, like I have like a lot of energy, and I think that I show that off, like to people, and people can like whenever I talk about like something that passionates me or everything, like I like you can actually
stop.
like yeah, and you can feel it. You know, like I'm really like also like. I feel like my body language is like really connected to the way I speak.
Yeah,
So it's like both
Yeah, you
things.
speak with your body.
Yeah, I speak with my body. Also, I think that's a Latina thing, actually.
It is. It is.
It is, right?
Speak
Yeah,
with a full body. Yeah. Make
Yeah.
use of every organ.
yeah, literally. So I think that that's a lot. And I'm really, but about everything. Like, I feel like when I really like something or I'm in there, like I can get super passionate. So and I love that. I'm a really passionate in every single way. Like even my boyfriend, is from Germany. Like, so of course Germans are completely different from like Latin people, and he actually says it like you are super like passionate. And yeah, I agree. I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone agrees. So
Yeah.
It's from the jalapenos that you eat.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, they boost my also with my body language. I have
Yeah.
like the chiles inside me as well.
How many languages do you speak?
Okay, so I speak English, of course. I mean Spanish, English. I speak French. I used to speak it better. I mean, I can read it, I can understand it, but I used to do it better. I need to get back, but now I'm currently like trying to learn Japanese, which is like tricky. And I understand. I have never studied it properly, but I have a lot of Italian friends.
Yeah.
So you know, like my boyfriend's roommate is from Italy, and whenever he speaks with Italians, I can understand what they're talking about. So
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I think it's. And I also speak Catalan.
Catalan,
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes. I was
So
gonna ask you.
Catalan is like a mix between French, Italian, Spanish. So that also, and I really like languages. You know, like I like hearing, I like learning. I love reading so much, so I always say like I would love to read like my favorite books in the original language. That would be amazing.
How did you get into French in the first place? Was it school?
No, it wasn't school. Like I started learning by myself. Also because, like for instance, in Barcelona, one of my best friends, she went to the like Liceo Francés. That was like the French school. So she's like she actually speaks like French better than Catalan, even though she's from Barcelona. And I love the language. I love France, the art, and everything. So like by reading, hearing. So yeah, like I feel like not a lot of people know that I can, but yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely a flex, a secret talent
Yeah,
of sort.
and I feel like for the fashion industry at least, like
Yeah.
it can work. Even
can
in
see.
the art industry, I don't know, like French, I feel it's useful. So
It is.
after living in Japan, I will go back to my classes so I can ace up my French.
Yeah. In your opinion, what is the sexiest language?
I think people say French. You know,
What do you think?
I mean, I'm a hopeless romantic. Sometimes I feel like maybe that's also a Latina. Like, you know, like I love love. You know, also maybe because I'm like, yeah, I have like this passionate, sensitive type of personality. And yeah, French like love language speaking. It's like beautiful. Some people are like, no, they just are like, oh, you know, like I disagree personally. I really like how it sounds. I think it can be really beautiful. And I think I would say like, also people think it's Spanish. Like, you know, like I think in Japan this conversation has gone like quite often. Like, so I had like people that thought it was French and other ones that they thought it was Spanish. Also, I think the UK accent is really sexy. Like a guy from the UK that has like that British accent. Oh my god. Like, you have my heart. I hope my boyfriend is not hearing this. No, he knows. I told him because I was like, bro, German is not sexy. I'm sorry. It sounds like you're yelling at me and you're fucking angry, so stop it. So yeah, German no, but yeah, like in his opinion, like Spanish is really cool as well. But I would say, yeah, French or British accent. But like the nice accent. You know, like
the posh, the royal queen.
Yeah, I don't want to sound like, you know, classist or anything. I mean, I think it's with every language, but if you like try to do it like in a type of sexy, seductive way, like with that accent, it can be really cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, your boyfriend has to learn the accent then.
Yeah.
to keep
Or
you?
speaking Spanish. I mean, he's trying, but we'll see.
Obviously, you have traveled quite a bunch as a kid, as a teenager. Have you lived in? How many countries have you lived in?
No, countries I've lived in, I mean, for like long periods, of course,
Yeah.
like Mexico, Spain, and Japan. But I had the fortune of like traveling a lot, yeah, like to different places. So, and I love traveling so much. And I feel like ever since I graduated from college, that's my plan. You know, like from Japan, I'm gonna go somewhere else, and from that place, maybe somewhere else. Like, I'm not planning to go back to Mexico, not because I don't love Mexico. Like, I love, like, my culture in Mexico, like, so much. But I just love traveling, and you learn a lot.
Yeah.
I love meeting people, getting to know the culture. So, yeah. Definitely, I will keep you posted of where my next city, like, place will be.
Yeah. What's your favorite country so far?
Oh my god, that's hard. Country? I don't know. Like, Japan is probably on my top.
Okay.
Yeah, because of it's so beautiful, the country, and it has so much to offer. Personally, like my favorite sport, for instance, is skiing.
Okay.
The snow in Japan, it's crazy. So you can go to the northern part for skiing, and then I did like a road trip for the southern part of Japan, and the craftsmanship. You can find so many beautiful things. So I feel like Japan has a lot to offer. It's one, yeah, the food is amazing. You know, people are really respectful, really nice. Especially when I did like that road trip to Kyushu, that is like the island, yeah, the southern island. It was like so good, and also even when I went skiing. So I feel like Japan is also really nice. And from like places that I've just traveled, personally, what I the ones that I would say I connected with the most would be like for some reason Greece. I love Greece
Okay.
because I love philosophy. So I used to be super into like philosophy and like the all the Greek philosophers. Like I love Stoicism.
Yeah.
I read about like a lot. So I remember going there and then going to different islands, and I just like felt like a deeper connection about like ancient history type of like. I feel like
Wow.
I always like reflect on. So I really love that. And another place that I went there with my family, but I would love to go back is to Egypt. Like it was
Egypt, okay.
insane. Mainly like the southern part. Like if you go through the Nile River to the southern part, like also I'm obsessed with like Egyptian mythology and like history and like for me it's just insane. I think it's underrated. It's like a fun fact is literally that Cleopatra is closer to us than to the building, like to when they build the pyramids, because like they were like Egyptians, and the Egyptian culture was like for so long that people
Yeah.
don't understand
How
how long,
long?
like how long were they.
Yeah.
So it's like literally Cleopatra is closer to us
Wow, she-
than her to the like the development of the pyramids.
Dang,
It's
okay.
insane. So I love it, and the temples and everything. Yeah.
History. You're a history buff, right? You like history.
Yeah, I love history. I love art history the most.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm always into that. Yeah, I really want to go back again.
After all that traveling, how did you end up in Japan?
I ended up in Japan because okay, so basically when I first started studying fashion and textile design, on my first semester there was this really good teacher, and when like of course I started designing and everything, and my first designs she told me that they were like really Asian driven or like Asian inspired, and I was like, okay, what do you mean? So of course I started digging, and I was like, wow, this is crazy beautiful, because for me all the Japanese books and Japanese designers, I was like, man, they're making literally origami on clothes. Like it's insane. Like everything was like completely different from like Western fashion. And so I was like, I need to live here. And then my sister, she lived in Seoul. Like she did like like during college, she did like an exchange program. So she lived in Seoul. And of course she came to visit here, and she was like, bro, you need to go to Asia as soon as possible.
Yeah.
So my dad was like, okay, please, because I feel like if I like a description of myself would also be like I'm like a free soul, you know?
Yeah.
Like I'm a really authentic, like free soul kind of person. So my dad was like, okay, please just like finish school and then you do whatever you want, but like give me the paper. So I was like, okay. And then literally I finished school, and 6 months after, I was already, 6 minutes later, I was already on a plane. No. But literally, yeah, I came to visit, and then I was like, I'm moving here. And I came to visit in like June,
Yeah.
and in October, I was living here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Super quick.
Yeah.
So, how long have you been here in Japan?
A year now. Well, like a year and a
Almost.
half.
A year and
No,
a
a
half.
year and a month. Sorry.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So how much longer do you think? How much longer do you think you're gonna stay here?
I mean, depends if I find a job, because I quit my job. My Japanese, the like work culture is really bad. Even my Japanese friends say it, so it's true. So I quit my job. I mean, I learned a lot. I was super grateful to get it, but I feel like my time there ended. Like I learned what I had to learn.
Yeah.
So I'm currently trying to find something else. But if not, I mean, I'm looking for other opportunities. But yeah, I feel like for like how things are going and the interviews that I've had with like people in other countries, it seems that I'm gonna be here until summer, like for another, yeah, like 5 months, half a
Okay.
year, and then I will move.
I think you partly answered this already, but why Japan?
Why Japan? Yeah, I mean, a little bit because, of course, like as my background as a creative, I wanted to come, but also, I'm in love with like the culture, the craftsmanship, and for me, like I've lived in Europe and in America, right? Because guys from the U.S., America, it's also Mexico. Like Mexico, it's in America. No, it's only the U.S.
This is a message to people.
Yeah, that
in
is like,
America.
yeah. The other day, it happened to me. Like, I was at this bar, and this dude was like super, like, I'm sorry, like, white ass dude. He was like, have you been to America? And I was like, yeah, man, I'm from America. Like Mexico, it's in America, and in North America, same
Yeah.
as the
Same
US.
as the US and
So,
Canada,
yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I've lived in America and also in Europe, so I really wanted to come to Asia. And it's amazing. Like, yeah. And I feel like people, when I tell people that I live in Tokyo, they're like, oh my God, that's crazy. And for me, it just like felt right since the beginning.
Yeah.
So I think that was for a reason.
You're very adventurous of you to try every continent almost, right?
Yeah. I mean, maybe one day Australia I'll go, or
Australia.
to New Zealand. Yeah,
Yeah.
who knows?
That's the only one left.
Well, Africa. Well,
Africa.
I'm planning to go to Africa, to
Oh,
Cape
yeah.
Town. So yeah.
Okay.
Oh, honestly, yeah, I never thought about it, like the continents. Oh,
Yeah.
and Cape Town makes the cut for Africa.
Yeah. No,
Nice,
that
nice.
that is the next move.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Coming here as a Mexican Spanish, did you experience any form of culture shock?
Not really. Like, I feel like a lot of people, I remember, like, people from Mexico being like, hey, like, how do you do it? Like, you don't even speak the language. Like, for me, it would be so hard. But, like, I feel like also my personality made it easier not to experience, like, a culture shock. Because for me, it wasn't like it was, like, in a good way. I don't know how to explain it. The only
Yeah.
thing that I was impressed was, like, Japanese people, they don't speak English. And for me, that was crazy because I was like, man, this is, like, a first world country, right? Like, how are they not speaking English? So I
Yeah.
think that was like, but it was like, for me, it was like a good way challenge. It was like, okay, so I need to speak Japanese, so let's learn it. So I feel that was really cool. But other than that, like, not really. I mean, I feel like I experienced culture shocks, but in a really good way. Like, for instance, the toilets, I was like, okay, what is this? Like, I love you. Like, you're intelligent, Everything's so clean.
Yeah.
Well, maybe there are literally no trash cans, and that can be so annoying.
Yes, yeah.
But it's just like so clean. And so I feel like so far all the culture shocks that I've experienced were like, oh wow, or in a good way, but never like in a like I was like, what is this? Or
see.
yeah.
We might have to continue another day. 'Cause
Yeah.
'Cause
They like keep Like, how do you say it? Like,
Yeah, keep stay tuned.
stay tuned. Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Like, stay tuned for part 2.
For part 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's getting cold, and
Yeah.
literally still have like half the page of questions.
Oh, really? Yeah, because I talk a lot.
No,
It's
because
my
you have so
fault.
many insights to so many things.
And I love to talk. I think that it's also me,
Yeah.
you know, where I'm like,
And I
okay,
don't
let
wanna-
me develop this.
I don't want to
answer.
cut you short because it's
Uh.
like it's so interesting.
Oh,
No,
thank
I'm also
you.
learning something.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Thank
Okay.
you. Yeah,
So-
no, we can. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Let me know.
we'll table this
Yeah.
for next time. Maybe over churros or coffee.
yeah, churros. That would be
Churros
amazing.
or tacos.
We can go to Tres Hermanos.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go. Sí,
Let's
vamos
go.
por tacos.
Yeah, catch us at Tres Hermanos.
Tres Hermanos.
Tres
Taquería
Hermanos.
Tres Hermanos.
Yes. Okay. Stay tuned, guys. This is
This is
Maria,
The Korean.
the Korean love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. See you.